Well, this is my first Miracle Journal episode of 2022, and this year has started out to be amazing. I wanted to start with something that's a little bit of a shadow aspect of all of us because this is the time for us to bring the aspects of ourselves that we hide, the parts of ourselves that we're ashamed of, or the parts of ourselves that we deny and claim to be unlovable out into the open so that we can embrace and heal and allow those things to be acknowledged and respected and honored. And so the title of this miracle journal for the beginning of 2022 is going to be Lies, Fraud, and Miracles. Because, in a strange way that is so perfect for the polarity of Earth, lies and fraud are actually on the other side of one of the most profound miracles that we can all experience. So last year when I was working in retail for the first time in my life, I was really dealing face to face with like everyday people. And I found out that everyday people will lie in your face. They will commit fraud if you let them. And I had a couple of experiences where people claimed that I had made statements to them that I and everybody else in the whole, establishment knew was not true. Because it was technically impossible for me to make that claim when the particular things were being said about some of the things that I was accused of. But there was one young woman in particular. She had came in after calling to ask if we had certain things in stock, and so she came in and we had this really beautiful conversation. I'm still in training, so I'm greeting and I'm getting to know people and I'm warming up to my role as a salesperson. And I see that one of my coworkers, who is actually the person who's responsible for closing the deal, is approaching us. And so I kind of fall back because I want, her to be able to do her thing. She's going to ultimately be writing up the order for the young lady. And so I fell back, but I smiled really warm at her because she was like one of my favorite people at the store, and it's still one of my favorite people. And so when she came up, I smiled and I just kind of fell back. And then, I went and helped other people because this was a really popular store. And so the young lady agrees to, go ahead and make her purchase, and her items are delivered the next day. And then, like, the third day, she comes in and she is absolutely irate. She wants to speak with the manager, like, right now. So we're like, okay, we'll go get the manager. And she is just like huffing and puffing, like a someone who just really needs to calm all the way down because we have no idea what could have made her so mad. So our manager comes out. She asks to speak with her in private. And so she goes back into, the manager's office and they talk. And we're just all looking at each other like, what happened? So one of my coworkers was like, well, she called in and said she was angry that something that she purchased did not have all the pieces. Well, if I were to tell you what piece we were talking about, everybody over the age of probably 30 knows when you buy certain things, you're not going to get this particular piece. I don't want to out people that I worked with, but I will just say if you have made any major purchase, it's kind of like if you buy an electronic item off a shelf, it's not going to come with batteries. You're going to have to buy freaking batteries. So this is very similar. So my coworker was saying that she had bought this particular item and didn't know that it didn't have, certain items in it. I said, okay. It was her first time. Maybe she was really young. She really didn't know. But to make the accusation that someone deliberately sold her something and didn't tell her, that's where we started having problems. And so we had that incident where, the young lady comes back out. Now she gets $100 off the item that she has to purchase that did not come with what she bought. And we're just filling out the inventory sheet and the delivery sheet for the delivery personnel that work there. And so in the midst of us having this conversation about her items that are going to be replaced and the delivery and what time is good for her, there's so much tension in the room. I'm just kind of like, this is crazy. Like, what is really going on? And so I cracked a joke. Like, I told my manager, if she ever wanted to give me a gift, she could definitely, you know, get me the item that I was pointing at in this book, that we had magazines in this store. And so these items were probably $8,000. So I was like, my birthday is coming up. You can just hook me up with that if you ever want to get me something. So everybody starts laughing. I'm thinking, okay, the tension is broken. Homegirl's going to go her way, whatever. So the young lady leaves, and my manager turns to us and tells us that the young lady accused me of laughing at her. She accused her salesperson of deliberately selling her something without telling her certain items did not come with it. And then my third coworker was just singing gospel songs to just get on her nerves. Like, all of this in all one conversation in one visit, a visit that we thought was fine. Like, we were just like, we're going to help her. She was excited about what she purchased. Nobody was having any ill feelings toward her. The smile that I had when I saw my coworker wasn't even about her. It wasn't about her weight, her hair, her clothes. Like, it was just really weird to see somebody having an extremely unpleasant experience when nobody felt that. Like, nobody was rooting against her. I wanted her to get what she wanted. So it became this kind of this weird thing. And then we had more incidents. There was this young lady who came in the store and accused me of not telling her what her payments would be, and she bought $3,000 worth of furniture, but she claims I told her she'd only owe $250 for 3 months. And I'm like, that's not even math, homegirl. Like, that, what do you think they're gonna do with the other, couple of $1,000s that you've borrowed to get these items? Like, I can see you trying to get away with saying you don't know math, but trying to say I don't know math, or the people who sell this stuff and finance it for you don't know math. Like, are you serious right now? So it became this weird kind of energy, and all of these people who were coming in making these accusations were women, and black women at that. So you have this situation where these women are coming into the store and they're purchasing items that they literally can't afford, and they're getting hyped up, they're getting excited, and then they're leaving and they're having buyer's remorse, and they're going, but you made me do it, but you lied, but you tricked me. And I'm thinking, this is crazy. Like, some of these women are not taking full responsibility for their own actions. And I can only imagine what, as a man, being on the receiving end of that must be like. Like, women making false accusations, or women exaggerating experiences they are having so that they can appear to be the victim because they don't like the outcome of the choice that they made. Like, it was really low-key kind of terrifying. And so I saw that at the same time that one of my kids went to a party. And while they're at this party, I'm thinking, like, this kid is just having a good time with their friends. Well, I found out later on, everybody at the party is doing fraud. Like, everybody. Like, all these kids, their friends, their family members, everybody in the whole party is just doing freaking fraud. So I know Atlanta is known for, like, fraud city, where we have a terrible reputation for being all about some fraud. But when this particular kid, like, came back home and they were explaining the experience that they had, they were like, this company is gonna go out of business. Like, it was literally hundreds of people all scamming this company. So the whole idea of us having a part of our culture that is committed to getting something that they haven't earned, or scamming people because you figured out a loophole in this company's policy. Like, while I can say it hurts everybody for those kind of practices to be exploited and those kind of things to be adopted, I understand too that when you live in certain areas, especially in the inner city, the way that we live, we are being gouged for everything. Our gas is higher, our groceries are higher, our water is higher, our taxes is higher, and we get less services than other people do. And so it becomes like this kind of, okay, so you're getting me over here, so I'm gonna get y'all over there. It becomes like a vicious kind of dog eat dog circle of life, and it's totally destructive at every level, from the corporations level and the government level down to, like, now certain areas, I'm sure, are going to be blocked from being able to use this particular service because of the amount of fraud that's being committed, just in this zip code, or just, by this segment of the population. And so we have this circle that we don't understand completely. Like, when you make a false accusation against somebody, believe you're going to see that again. Like, you're going to be falsely accused. Or when you refuse to take responsibility for buying something that you can't afford, like, that is something that creates a situation where, now people have to investigate, okay, was this really you? Did this person really lie to you? It's like a whole expensive investigation process that just comes down to a person not wanting to take responsibility for the choices and the decisions that they've made. So I said all of that to say that I have definitely been there. I've had situations in my own life where I was refusing to tell the truth. I was refusing to acknowledge what was really going on. And by the time I realized, that this flame was now, a forest fire, it was too late. There was already so much damage that was done, that now I just had to focus on putting out the fire. And I just had to focus on, what I was going to attempt to rebuild after all of that damage had been done. And so the miracle in that whole experience is that the truth is a kind of exercise for your soul. It's a kind of liberation, or a kind of agile ability that causes us to work every day to embrace whatever it it is that we need to embrace. Whatever that truth is, whatever that reality is, turning away from it, lying about it, downplaying it is never the answer. It's only going to get worse. The reality of the situation is what a soul desires for us to embrace, so that we can use our creativity, and we can use our persistence, and we can use our forgiveness, and we can use our ability to heal, to cope with and deal with reality. Toxic positivity is something that we can do in the spiritual community, as well as spiritual bypassing, pretending that things that devastate us don't hurt, or pretending that things that are setbacks are not truly disappointing and, sometimes life-changing. But I'm understanding at a deeper level how important it is to live in the truth, and how it is a workout for my soul to accept the truth, especially when I am so used to downplaying it, ignoring it, acting like it really doesn't matter, because what I want it to be is really what counts. At the end of the day, embracing the truth has brought so much beauty into my life. It has brought so much power into my life. I had a beautiful experience on New Year's Eve of spending time with a dear sister, and we had these beautiful conversations, and we made a commitment to work together this year. So I had an opportunity to heal a very deep wound in my femininity about my lack of connection to other women. And so I had to look at this opportunity as a truth that was being revealed to me, that I have the experience of having that prayer be answered because I was willing to accept the truth that some of my relationships were fake and phony. And in order for me to embrace people who are more authentic and more real, I had to replace those people. I had to let them go. I had to face the reality of who they were and what they were about. So now I am so excited to see this year opening in one of the most remarkable ways. Like, I have a true accountability partner, someone that I can, share things with in a very open and authentic way. And she shares with me, and we are encouraging each other and evolving together spiritually. And it's just been such a beautiful and powerful experience. But I know I wouldn't have had the room. I know I wouldn't have been able to experience that if I would have continued to live in a lie, if I would have continued to let myself be occupied by suppressing the truth. And so that is the miracle of what I've been experiencing lately. And I'm challenging myself more and more each and every day to live with the truth, to live in my truth, to accept it for what it is, to know it is a point of power. It is exercise for my soul. And so I hope that everyone has the opportunity to look at the miracles in their lives and the truth that needs to be told or lived as a powerful expression of love from the universe. The ultimate freedom is to truly accept things as they are, but to also know you are so powerful and magical that you can create and you can build using that same reality to your benefit. So I hope we have more opportunities to share miracles this year. I hope if anyone wants to reach out and share their miracles, you will do so. I am so looking forward to doing more miracle videos and sharing more of my experiences. It's been phenomenal doing this, and even though my channel is really small and my views are really small, it feels so significant to be doing this kind of offering to the world, because I know even with the small number of people who are listening, it is making a difference. We are seeing amazing things happen just by looking, just by acknowledging, just by taking note. So I hope everyone has an amazing 2022. And until the next episode, here's to your miracles.